billion-dollar hailstorm hits an area, your focus should be on running your business, not on insurance claims. We have helped streamline the insurance process for hundreds of roofing contractors across the U.S., and we can do it for yours too. Visit us online at c3adjusters.com and learn how we can help you save time and get claims paid faster.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm lead meteorologist John Choquette here for our 12 p.m. daily hail forecast on this Tuesday afternoon, sponsored by the C3 Group and the Merlin Law Group. You can check out both of their pages in the description below, as you always can. Thanks to them for sponsoring all of our videos. Before we get into the forecast today, there is an event going on right now. There's actually a second one that I do not have on here, but I will mention. But the Highway to Hail event is happening right now. Derek is in Denver for this particular event. And if you miss us, well, you can come back next week on March 19th and then all the way down through May 3rd, where it's going to be Derek, Brandon, Matt, somebody's going to be there to talk about hail trace. We love to see you at that. Also, the Orca Expo is happening right now. That is the Oklahoma Roofer and Contractor Association Expo. That's at the Embassy Suites in Norman. That is also happening right now. Brandon and Matt are there. Matt will be doing a live demo of our website, which leads right into, did you check it out this morning? The demo that we had for the website and the app if you're having any problems. And if you missed that out, you can still give us a call. We can set up a more personalized training. And also on Thursday, either at 2 or 3 p.m., we will have another live training session for multiple people to come in, because I know change is hard and there's been some bugs in the website and everything is pretty different from what it was before. We're just here to try to help you guys out, get used to it before storm season really gets off to the races. So here we are for that forecast today. I actually have it's going to be a little different than what I normally have because there's another map coming up in a second here. But it looks like your best chance for hail. Now, if you were watching last week, we were talking about hail possibly in Dallas. It pushed all the way west into New Mexico is where the risk is today. I think we're going to see some pretty intense storms, some supercells forming this afternoon, probably after about 4 p.m. local time, and it will have pretty big hail. I think right now I said tennis ball. I wouldn't be surprised if a rogue softball report came in or something, if a storm really gets crazy. So as the storms stay isolated, they're going to have up to 2.5 inch to 3 inch hail, maybe even bigger than that. I got 5% chance for Roswell and Carlsbad, and I have a 5% chance for Midland, Odessa. Those are the only real population centers at risk for the big hail before everything turns into a line. You see the percentages going down quite a bit as we move east, because it looks like by the time 8, 9 p.m. rolls around, this is going to be a line, an angry line of storms that's going to race across Texas and Oklahoma. So other than maybe the occasional quarter-size hail report, I really don't think the hail risk is going to make it too far to the east today. But I think we're going to see some crazy winds out of this thing. Like, we don't really see winds like this too often. I think we're going to see gusts possibly up to 70 miles an hour, pretty much all the way across to Dallas. So I say the timing is between 8 p.m. and 7 a.m. So 8 p.m. would be around here once all those supercells turn into a line, and then they're going to race across, and by 7 o'clock in the morning, I think, is when storms are going to impact the I-35 corridor all the way from San Antonio up to probably Oklahoma City. I think Oklahoma City maybe up to some 60-mile-per-hour winds. The winds for the remainder of the day on Wednesday may be gusting to 60 at times, even without storms going on. For Dallas and down towards Austin, I think the potential is there for 70-mile-per-hour winds, but I think the strongest winds will probably make it to about Abilene before it starts to kind of weaken a little bit. So 60-mile-per-hour winds, 60-plus possible across the Metroplex. Obviously, if anything really wild happens, we don't typically map wind, but if turns out to be a really high-end wind event, we will try to put a couple maps together for you guys, since there is that chance for some real intense winds as this squall line races across the big state of Texas here. You see the storms form this evening, and then this is the main line of storms that's going to pretty much really rocket across the state, pretty much riding I-20 to the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And that'll be, again, sunrise. These storms are going to be hitting most of the population centers on the I-35 corridor. So it should be a pretty blustery morning on your Wednesday. Unfortunately, probably not a whole lot of hail. We'd have to have quite a few things go exactly, perfectly, luckily right to have hail make it all the way to the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex tomorrow, unfortunately. But maybe we can get some good wind out of that. So, going into your Wednesday, I say no hail is expected. There's an outside chance we could see some hail across sections of Arkansas, but it's really looking like we're going to just see a line of storms race all the way across the country, and that really minimizes your threat for hail. So when you go into that 5-day forecast as well, is there really any hail on the horizon? If you watched yesterday, I was talking about the potential maybe for some storms in Illinois, and I think there will be storms in Illinois on Thursday. However, I don't think there's going to be much hail. I think it might be either a line or low-topped supercells with tornadoes. Low-top supercells always means there's not much hail with that. That doesn't get high enough. The clouds don't get high enough in the sky to have a lot of area for where the hail can form. And then when we go beyond that, Friday and Saturday looks pretty quiet. I think we're about to hit this quiet pattern that we've been mentioning the past few days once we get past this system. Again, it's not saying there won't be any hail on Wednesday or Thursday. I think it's just pretty unlikely. And when we look at the jet stream going into the rest of this week into next week, you see the big old trough in the east. We'll probably get a snowstorm in the northeast, but that means we're probably not going to see much in the way of any hail. Whenever this happens, you don't get much severe weather. So don't worry, this isn't going to last super long. I think I said in a comment in a video yesterday, 7 to 10 days. So we got to get through basically the remainder of this week and almost all of next week, and then we'll probably see more activity as we get into that last week of March and then all of April. I think will be quite active. So you just kind of sit tight. Don't worry. More storms are coming. Do those hail dances. Maybe folks out in West Texas, if you work Midland or Odessa, we can get lucky, get a big storm to go through there today. And or even just some more quarter-size hail could sneak its way towards the Metroplex. Get a couple more dates of losses for sections of the Metro. See some comments in here. And okay, anything crazy? Oh, a lot of names tagged in here. So that is all I got for you guys today, since there aren't any comments. But you can always put any comments, questions, or concerns into the comment section. I try to check on it and answer them after the fact. Be sure to follow our posts here on Facebook. Hit see first. If we do any live coverage, of course, that is always a good thing to follow, because that kind of happens more at random than the daily videos. So don't want to miss any of that, any posts that we do. We might do posts about if the wind does end up being pretty crazy. We can always do a post about that. And give us a call, email us, or visit our website at hailtrace.com. All the information is right here on the screen next to me. And it'll be great for if you need help with the website, if you're interested in Hail Trace, you're new to these videos, you want to find out more info about what we have to offer, feel free to contact us and follow us here on Instagram as well. We've been doing posts on there pretty regularly and trying to do some behind-the-scenes stuff, maybe show early forecasts, everything like that. Hope you have a great rest of your day, everybody. Unfortunately, I do not think we will be doing any live coverage unless Midland or Odessa gets blasted with some big-time hail. We'll be live, of course, but if not, I'll see you guys again tomorrow at 12 p.m. Hopefully we'll have power here. I know it's going to be pretty windy here in Oklahoma City, so it's very possible we could knock out some power, but we'll figure it out. We'll be here doing your forecast every single day at 12 p.m. on whatever platform you're watching us on. Have a great Tuesday, everyone. I'll see you again tomorrow.